Hi, my name is Federico. I work at Contino as VP of Engineering. Contino is a global DevOps and cloud transformation company. We help large, regulated enterprises moving from on-premises to cloud, building architectures in cloud, and changing the way in which they operate, the way in which they build digital products. Of course, so today we looked at a variety of ways of deploying containers in cloud. We tried to introduce a framework that could help developers choosing which service is best for their needs. We looked at 4 core options: web for web services. We looked at raw containers as building blocks for higher level services. We looked at Kubernetes and kube-like options, ways for deploying containers on kube clusters. And then we looked at serverless containers, an opinionated view, 80% of containers of Kubernetes feature set, but simplified as deployment. And we looked at the best ways to do one and the other. I wish it was so simple. It's a very common question. The reality is that, as always, it depends. So it depends on not only the way in which you're running your container in kube, but it also depends on the ecosystem, the cloud experience you have in the company. Do your developers have experience on one cloud provider or the other? It depends on your connection as a company, which cloud provider you prefer to partner with. It depends on the suite of services. As we saw in my talk, Kubernetes is not feature complete. So you cannot just deploy your applications in kube and expect that everything will work inside the cluster. You may need S3 as an image storage. You may need Cloud SQL as a database. So you always want to look at the container, the way in which you're deploying your container, and you also want to look at your ecosystem, the other services you may need in the cloud provider. There's no easy solution. Look at the holistic view and then make your best choice. It's a complex question. I think that we've seen over the years a convergence. We've seen over the years that people want to remove complexity and focus on the business case. But 2 parallel streams have been running. We've had a serverless Lambda-like function as a service, and then we've had Kubernetes and now this container serverless. In paid per invocation, but running on a container. I see a convergence. I think that over the next few years, the way in which we think about deploying code will converge more and more towards a streamlined view, and these services will function as building blocks for higher level services as well. I think that convergence is a trend for 2024 and 2025. This underpinned by an advanced developer experience, internal developer platforms, all these various ways for which companies are now trying to simplify the way in which developers are adopting cloud services and reduce their cognitive load will be another pillar of the evolution of the ecosystem. Oh, I had an amazing time. I really had an amazing time. The conference is super cool. I love Malaga as a destination. It's a great city, and I had really the best time. People have been super friendly. I've been chatting with a few people. I had lots of engagement on my talk as well, which is always something really nice to see. Thank you.